Part 10. It's Doomsday, there are all-female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 91. The strength of ordinary people is basically similar to that of ordinary zombies, and the individual is slightly different. The strength of the primary awakened is similar to that of the primary mutant zombies, but you still need to be careful when encountering mutant zombies with special abilities. After the awakened is awakened, every time he breaks through, his strength will be greatly improved. Because there is no specific appearance feature, it cannot be directly distinguished from the appearance. Currently, the strongest known awakeners in our country are Wu Jiangguo in An City of Huiguo and Lin Lai in Baidu. Wu Jiangguo used one person's blood to wash the Bloodtooth camp, killing more than 30 awakened people and 3 second-level awakened people. The preliminary inference is that the strength is between 3 to 4 levels. Lin Lai single-handedly singled out 6 mutant zombies and successfully rescued more than 500 elementary school students. It is speculated that the strength is around the 3rd level. According to the existing data analysis, even the 4th level awakened is not the opponent of the advanced mutant zombies. I don't know when high-level mutant zombies will appear in our country. I hope the awakened ones will continue to work hard to protect our country. The post ends here. This guy named Wu Jiangguo actually kills the awakened. It's good not to kill zombies. What are you doing to kill your compatriots? It's too much. Are you a zombie insider upstairs? What did the Bloodfang camp do? Please go to the N City section to see the top. Is Wu Jiangguo in N City? I really want to go to him. You can live to N City to talk about it? By the way, are mutant zombies marked with silver and gold pupils? Can I get into the zombie circle with beauty contact lenses? You can try it upstairs. I am the author of the previous post. I turned into a zombie before, so I broke the update. Now I have become a mutant zombie, and I can continue the serialization. I hope you all subscribe. Upstairs is awesome, full order plus treasure chest. Where is the author's bacteria? I'll send you some blood packs, be sure to hold on. It's alright, I caught a door-to-door rusher, and the daily meals were taken care of. The thread became more and more biased, and Wang Ran stopped reading it. Xiao already has golden eyes, and the next promotion should be able to become a high-level mutant zombie. Momo is about to have golden pupils. Wang Ran turned his head and looked at Xiao and Momo, who were busy. These two little followers should be regarded as the most powerful zombies in An City. Then what kind of strength do I have? Wang Ran was lost in thought. The Wu Jiangguo mentioned in the forum is Wang Ran himself. Between grades 3 and 4. Not necessarily. It's like, some people can get 98 points in the exam, that's his strength with only 98 points. And some people can get 100 points because the test paper only has 100 points. That doesn't mean the difference between them is only 2 points. Hey, there is no suitable opponent for me to test. Also, I don't feel like I've had a breakthrough, unless it's a volcanic eruption. The number of times is too much, the ghost knows when I am promoted. Wang Ran shook his head helplessly. It really can't be done. Let's fight Xiao. Although I will definitely keep my hand because I feel bad for her, I should be able to judge it roughly. The sound of eating, ha 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 ha, interrupted Wang Ran's thoughts. Wang Ran looked at it. Momo and Xiao were bowing their heads, eating their own pillars with relish. 2 small pink tongues are constantly swimming on the pillar, sometimes entangled together. The pillars are covered with silver threads, which are the saliva of Xiao and Momo. Momo seemed to be unable to catch the light rain, so he had to develop downwards. The little tongue swam gently between the 2 balls. Momo clearly felt that Wang Ran's body was trembling slightly when his tongue was caressing Eki. It's really sensitive. Momo gently inhaled a ball into his mouth. Wang Ran ducked slightly. This stimulation is a bit too much, a bit sour feeling, not very resistant to it. Knowing that he was trying too hard, Lin Momo gently comforted Eggy again. Immediately afterwards, Lin Momo's tongue swam down again. Wang Ran was shocked, and then shrank back. This is a bit too much. Lin Momo didn't succeed, so he had to attack again, and his tongue went down the middle of the egg to the root of the pillar. The little tongue kept teasing the thickest tube in the middle of the column. Soon, Lin Momo felt that the pillar was breathing constantly. This is a precursor to jetting. Su Xiao and Lin Momo's eyes lit up at the same time, and the two began to fight in the crater. The two tongues kept pushing the crater towards his mouth. After a fight, the magma that rolled out erupted in Lin Momo's mouth. Lin Momo's eyes turned into crescents when he smiled. Got it, so happy. Immediately afterwards, Su Xiao took the crater over. Subsequent jets erupted continuously in Su Xiao's mouth. The two fought for a while, and both got a little satisfaction. Master, I feel like I'm about to advance. Lin Momo said suddenly in surprise. She has begun to faintly feel a burst of energy in her body. Having watched Su Xiao's promotion before, Lin Momo gained a little experience. Next. Will I be yelling like Sister Xiao? So quiet at night, very shy. Momo, I'll leave it to you. I'll go for a walk outside. Su Xiao gave a wicked smile. Although the fight was fierce just now, she still gave Momo a little space to be alone with Wang Ran. Thank you, Miss Xiao. I'll give you the first bite next time. Lin Momo smiled happily. Soon, only Wang Ran and Momo were left in the villa. Just now, Lin Momo and Su Xiao had been serving, and Wang Ran had been browsing the forum. Now it was Wang Ran's turn. He put the computer aside and let Lin Momo sit on his lap. Two huge were in front of Wang Ran. Wang Ran's breathing kept blowing hot air to Lin Momo's chest. Soon, two dots bulged out. I didn't wear a bra, I wore a few more layers of tights. Lin Momo explained. Wang Ran smiled and stretched out his hand to rub near Lin Momo's bulge. Lin Momo only felt a burst of electricity flowing in his body. The owner is too much. Play with the chest as soon as you come up. Although my legs are not as long as Sister Xiao, they can still play. After Wang Ran ran his fingers for a while, he was surprised to find that the two bumps were actually soaked. There is only one possibility. Leaked milk. I thought you were just big, but I didn't expect you to have milk. Wang Ran said in shock. Ah! What? How can this happen? Disgusting. Lin Momo blushed instantly, and the two walls tightly clamped his chest. With such a clip, the chest appears to explode even more. Lin Momo couldn't understand, how could he leak milk? Don't you have milk when you are pregnant? Wang Ran leaned forward and smelled it, and there was indeed a faint milky smell. After getting closer, Wang Ran's breath more directly on Lin Momo's bulge. Another panting. Wang Ran looked at the bulge that was wet, and simply stuck out his tongue and licked it through his clothes. Master, how can this be? More than usual. I'm going crazy. Lin Momo's body twisted wildly with Wang Ran's tongue. The pleasure was too strong for her to resist. Is it because of increased milk, so it is more sensitive? Lin Momo didn't know and didn't want to know. Now she is full of only pleasure. With Wang Ran sucking, a large area of his chest, which had only been wet before, became wet. There is constant milk overflowing from the bulge. Seeing Lin Momo's lustful look, Wang Ran knew it was almost time. In 3 or 2, Wang Ran took off Lin Momo's clothes and pants. That thin piece of fat did not escape the end of the dismemberment. At this time, Lin Momo sat on Wang Ran's lap with his legs apart and his body leaned back slightly. Two white tender and huge were overflowing with milk. The milk flowed down her to her lower abdomen, and then gathered in the pink hole. The entrance of the cave was already open, and Wang Ran's thigh was full of water, sticky and slippery. "Come in. Come in." Lin Momo lowered his head and whispered. Maybe he was speaking out from his heart. Although Wang Ran had just shot around, he had already stood up again at this time. The head of the pillar was flushed red, and some of the red was purple. "It's too bloated, so I need to let it go." Wang Ran pinched Lin Momo's soft waist, lifted her slightly, and aimed the hole at the pillar. "Let go." Precise penetration. Lin Momo gritted his teeth, barely resisting the strong pleasure of the first thrust. This is just the beginning. Wang Ran grabbed Lin Momo's waist and started thrusting up and down. Every time it is inserted, Lin Momo's two pink will burst out with a hint of milk. Not long after, Wang Ran's chest was wet with the milk that Lin Momo spurted. Lin Momo was so ashamed that he could only close his eyes and let his body keep twisting with the rhythm. What a shame. I was actually sucked into the milk. If Xiao finds out, it will be a joke. The more shy, the stronger Lin Momo's pleasure. Later, Wang Ran didn't need to move at all. Lin Momo quickly twisted his waist and controlled the rhythm of thrusting. Lin Momo was hot all over, and his consciousness gradually began to blur. It's almost there. Seeing this situation, Wang Ran directly increased his efforts. What? Lin Momo suddenly leaned back, and a roar resounded through the night sky. Orgasm. Boom. Wang Ran only felt a heat wave coming towards him. It's raining. Wang Ran was stunned for a while, but reacted instantly. Where is it raining? It's Lin Momo's milk spray. Not a trace, but a fountain, shooting high into the sky. A large amount of milk was continuously sprayed from Lin Momo's nipple, as if it was raining. Wang Ran's hand climbed onto Lin Momo's chest, grabbed the soft chest and squeezed it hard. A stream of white milk shot straight into the sky, and it shot almost over the roof. "Master, don't." Lin Momo was shocked and started another round of climax. Her holes and were squirting simultaneously. It can't be wasted. Wang Ran took it into his mouth. Gollum. Wang Ran took a few sips and felt that a force was flowing in his body. Does this increase your power? That can't be wasted. Wang Ran walked back and forth between the two nipples, sucking the juice. After a while, Lin Momo slowly opened his eyes. A circle of golden lines appeared in the pupil. Like Su Xiao, she also advanced. I don't know if it was because Momo was deliberately controlling, but she didn't cry as loudly as Xiao. Still, her body is honest. Wang Ran's back was scratched with blood stains. "Ah, master, I'm sorry." Lin Momo caressed Wang Ran's wound with some distress. However, these wounds are healing at a speed visible to the naked eye. This is the effect of milk. Okay, put on your clothes and go and call Xiao in. Wang Ran rubbed Lin Momo's head. I have to fight Xiao and try to see how my current strength is. Lin Momo put on his clothes and ran out. Su Xiao was not at the door. Lin Momo thought about it, then it should be in the kitchen. Lin Momo ran to the kitchen again. Su Xiao is indeed here. I saw that she happened to reach for the stock in the refrigerator. Sister Xiao, you are drinking. Lin Momo pouted. Oh, you drink fresh from the master, can't I drink some in stock? Su Xiao asked back. Lin Momo was stunned for a while, as if oh. It's really fresh and tastier. Su Xiao opened the jar and put it to his mouth. Suddenly, Su Xiao felt a nausea. Huh? Miss Xiao, what's wrong with you? Could it be pregnant? Lin Momo is from the nursing department, and he thought of this at the first time. Pregnant, you ghost. The owner's things have been absorbed by us as energy, how can you get pregnant? Smell it yourself. Su Xiao stuffed the jar to Lin Momo. Lin Momo took the jar to his nose and smelled it, indeed. It doesn't feel right. Could it be expired? It's really been there for days. Lin Momo also frowned slightly. It seems that the stock has to be drunk as soon as possible in the future. Up to 3 days. Red ones can be stored for a long time, and more red ones will be stored in the future. Su Xiao thought about it for a while. Well, what Miss Xiao said is. Oh yes, the master called you to go and fight. Lin Momo thought of the purpose of his coming out. Fight? What kind of fight? Su Xiao's eyes lit up. How did I know? You go back quickly. Lin Momo urged. Okay, then I'm leaving. You can dispose of this bottle. Su Xiao took her long legs and ran to the villa quickly. Not knowing what battle is waiting for her. How to deal with this, I have it. Lin Momo's eyes lit up, thinking of Xiajin. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 92. The next morning, when Wang Ran got up, the 2 little servants were no longer there. It is estimated that it is to clean up the rubble. Wang Ran first had breakfast by the large swimming pool in front of the main building. Fang Shushan, girl number 2, was serving at the side. Wang Ran felt that she always bent over in front of him intentionally or unintentionally, or turned around and knelt on the ground to pick up things. I have to say that the girls in the flight attendant class are in really good shape. When Fang Shushan bent down, her deep cleavage and white bosom were fully exposed in front of Wang Ran. When squatting down, the entire buttocks are tightly wrapped, and the shape is so perfect that people can't help but want to grab it when they see it. This scene reminded Wang Ran of the plot in some movies. Horrible. If it wasn't for the obvious improvement in his physical fitness, he would have died at the hands of 2 little followers last night. Now the little maid in the flight attendant class wants to make up her own mind? Hurry up and hide. Wang Ran took the fried dough sticks and got on the elevator to the top floor. After breakfast, take a swim, and go back to work later. As soon as he arrived at the infinity pool, Wang Ran saw a girl in a bikini lying on a little yellow duck air mattress, floating in the pool. It is estimated that he was afraid of the glare of the sun, so he covered his face with a towel. This is. Wang Ran thought about it, this height seems to be Tang Tang and Momo. Take a look at the again. It was Momo. Wang Ran smiled, took off his clothes and jumped into the water, swimming towards the little yellow duck. Tang Tang was very tired last night. Yes, after secretly drinking half a can of stock, her body was suddenly filled with a lot of energy. It kept her up all night. Either it is tossing and turning over and over again, or it is repeated strange dreams. In the dream, she found that she had actually done shameful things with Wang Ran. This shocked her. Moreover, this dream kept repeating all night, and there was no way to escape. In desperation, Tang Tang could only accept it calmly. After a night of tossing, someone next door was cleaning up the rubble after dawn, so Tang Tang could only run to the infinity pool to hide. Unexpectedly, I fell asleep as soon as I lay down. He slept pretty hard. She sank until someone swam by her side and didn't notice. Little Momo, just sleep like this, aren't you afraid of getting sunburned? Wang Ran took a sunscreen from the shore, poured it into his hand, and slowly applied it to Momo. There is very little bikini fabric and it is easy to apply. Wang Ran first started smearing on Momo's thigh. The sunscreen made Wang Ran's hands very slippery, and it felt very good to the touch. When Wang Ran smeared Momo's toes, her body trembled slightly. It looks like my feet are very sensitive. Wang Ran smiled and continued to apply it to the inner thigh. As soon as he stretched out his hand, Momo tightened his legs unconsciously. Relying on the slippery sunscreen, Wang Ran pulled out his hand. Next is the belly. Wang Ran always felt that Momo's lower abdomen seemed to be much tighter. Is it because of physical changes? Wang Ran's hands began to swim up after rubbing his lower abdomen for a while. In front of the towering twin peaks, Wang Ran's hand stopped. There are bikinis blocking it. However, the thin bikini could not stop Wang Ran's hand. After pouring some sunscreen into his hands, Wang Ran stretched out his hands and climbed the two peaks. Under the action of lubricating sunscreen, Wang Ran's hands quickly swam around Momo's big breasts. The two little stood up all at once. Slippery, it seems to feel better. It looks like I'm going to collect some lubricants in the future, maybe I can develop more gameplay. Wang Ran smiled and began to gently squeeze the two small raised grapes. Momo moaned softly. Wang Ran's step-by-step groping made her body begin to respond. Especially the rubbing on the chest made her body start to tremble slightly. I hate it, is this dream coming again? Tang Tang muttered in his heart. Come on. Got used to. If you can't resist, enjoy it. The stupefied Tang Tang grabbed Wang Ran's hand. Just rubbing the chest obviously can't reach the top. Tang Tang grabbed Wang Ran's hand and pushed it to the lower abdomen. Wang Ran pulled off the pants of the bikini with a slight pull. Under the abdomen, it was bare, not even a single hair. There was only a slit at the entrance, and nothing could be seen. Huh? Momo shaved. I don't remember her being in such a shape. Momo seems to have a pair of pink wings outside. Could it be that after turning into a zombie, the shape there will also change? Wang Ran muttered in his heart. Tang Tang found that Wang Ran was not moving, and was anxious. He grabbed Wang Ran's hand in a daze and put it directly on the seam. Wang Ran's fingers slid gently across the seam, causing Tang Tang's body to tremble violently. What a strong pleasure! That's it? That's it? Tang Tang grabbed Wang Ran's hand and pressed Wang Ran's to the small seam. Wang Ran exerted a little force, and the whole finger slid in. Is there so much water? Wang Ran's fingers swam gently around the entrance of the cave as if they were swimming in the water. Every time she slides, Tang Tang's body trembles violently. The feel of the hole is also different. Strange. Wang Ran swam between Tang Tang's legs, put his legs on his shoulders, and looked down. It's a little different indeed. There are no traces of shaving around the hole, more like a natural white tiger. The shape of the hole is an inner envelope, and two small pink wings are hidden inside. It's not Momo. This is definitely not Momo. Just as Wang Ran was about to remove the towel on the girl's face, his legs directly clamped Wang Ran's head and pressed his mouth to the very smooth hole. Just as Wang Ran was about to speak, he opened his mouth and directly covered the slit. Uncle, I want it. Tang Tang trembled for more than 10 seconds. A large amount of liquid was sprayed directly on Wang Ran's face. There is no way to hide. Tang Tang. Wang Ran immediately knew the identity of the other party. Who else can be called uncle? Tang Tang opened the towel like an electric shock and exclaimed. The two bounced far away in an instant. The atmosphere is both embarrassing and shameful. Uncle. I knew you were a pervert. While I was sleeping. Where's the bikini? Where's my bikini? Tang Tang was angry and covered himself. How do I know about you? I thought you were Momo. Wang Ran explained. This thing, I do have a responsibility, but the main thing is to blame Tang Tang. It seems that I only saw it a few days ago. She is still a little rich woman with an airport. How come? Is this something to eat to make up for it? Tang Tang was speechless for a moment. As soon as Wang Ran said this, she knew why Wang Ran would do something to her. It seems, I really can't just blame him for being mistaken. Own boobs. The ghost knows that it will change from A to D overnight. Of course, there is still a little gap with Lin Momozi, but it's really not easy to tell if you don't compare them together. Moreover, when I was in a daze just now, I thought I was dreaming, and I seemed to be quite active. The point is, it seems to be very cool. Disgraceful, disgraceful. Tang Tang's face is hot. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu Cha Xiao. Chapter 93. That's it? Our responsibility is half and half, so let's not mention it. How about it? Wang Ran suggested. Well, I think what you said makes sense. The more Tang Tang thought about it, the more shy he became, and nodded decisively. It happened just a few centimeters away. Luckily I found it early. It is really. If other girls found out about this, I would be embarrassed. By the way, what did you eat to be able to grow so big? I have to recommend this good thing to Xiaowu. It would be perfect if she were bigger. Wang Ran touched his chin and said. No 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 no. When Tang Tang heard it, his ears were almost smoking. What did I eat? They have already eaten. The nose, I'm the only one getting bigger. Disgusting. Give me back the bikini, I want to go home. Tang Tang covered his chest with one hand and stretched forward with the other. Wang Ran searched on the water for a while, found the top half of the bikini floating, and threw it to Tang Tang. Tang Tang shrunk in the water and put on the bikini, so he went ashore with confidence. What she didn't expect was that when she was confused before, she also untied the lower half of the rope. When I got up like this, the lower half also fell. The scene was awkward for a while. After being stunned for a while, Tang Tang picked up the bathrobe, wrapped himself up, and fled. Because it was too embarrassing, Wang Ran simply went downstairs after swimming for a while. There are still things to do today. The monitoring system of coastal highways should be established as soon as possible. If you have time, you have to go to the power plant and bring the mutant zombies over there. Wang Ran took a Huazi from the warehouse, drove a Ferrari from Tang Tang, and rushed to the East Lake Villa. At the gate of the villa area, the defense measures were further strengthened. As you can see, they also built a half-circle of low walls with cement and bricks. If a large number of zombies are attacked, this low wall can effectively divert the flow and slow down the speed of the zombie attack. Above the original fence, a circle of barbed wire of the same style as the prison fence was laid. Under the management of Wu Jiangguo, it is indeed stable. Boss Wang Ran, you are here. Wu Jiangguo was fighting the landlords with his younger brothers in the sentry box, and when he saw Wang Ran, all four of the big and small kings were gone. What's the matter, so happy? Wang Ran got out of the car and asked. Hey, Boss Wang Ran, we have all seen your heroic deeds in the forum. One person washed the Bloodtooth camp. Buffalo. Zhu Ming said excitedly. His hands were held in place by sticks, and he looked much better. I believe it will take less than half a month to be able to do simple activities. The boss was so cruel, in order to vent his anger, he went directly to the door and destroyed the entire camp. Following such a boss, everyone respects them from the bottom of their hearts. Of course, this Bloodfang camp is notorious, and there is no psychological burden to destroy it. Boss, I said if you get angry, just get angry, why keep my name? What did I get on my back now, Nanjiangguo, Beilai and other names? Wu Jiangguo was a little embarrassed. I always felt that I took advantage of Wang Ran. Oh, these are false names. A false name will cause trouble, and I am most afraid of trouble. Wang Ran waved his hand. Oh. Wu Jiangguo nodded, but he always felt something was wrong. Fake names can get you into trouble. This trouble is not all to find yourself, so. Forget it, there is a boss covering it anyway, so what are you afraid of? I'm here today to strengthen the security in our area. I plan to deploy surveillance probes every 200 meters on this coastal road. It only takes about 20 to control the situation of 4 kilometers. In this way, if there are outsiders, we will be able to know for the first time. By the way, Zhao Dong, he is a computer student, so he should understand this. You dismantle the surveillance in the villa area and use it directly. You don't need so much surveillance inside. In addition, install a railing that automatically recognizes license plates at both ends of the road. Although this thing can't stop the car, but if someone dares to break it, don't let them go without losing some valuables. Wang Ran ordered. Okay. Worked, brothers. Wu Jiangguo shouted. A dozen people immediately gathered around. Now they are very motivated to do things. Not for rewards or anything like that. They both now have a strong sense of belonging to the base. As long as it is good for the base, they are willing to take the initiative to participate. Come on, take this Huazi and share it with the brothers who are working. Wang Ran took Huazi out of the car and threw it to Wu Jiangguo. Damn. Huazi. Boss Wang Ran, I love you. I said the boss is the best. The guys are more motivated. Before long, they came to the door with more than 20 monitors. Zhao Dong is also very positive. The last time he went out, he didn't have an awakening, which made him blame himself. So as soon as he has work to do, he comes very neatly. A group of people drove the car and started to install the camera in one direction. Boss, there are several windmills by the sea to generate electricity. The street lights on this road are powered by wind, so you don't have to worry about the city's power outage. We just need to lay a line to transmit the data. I have removed the wire from the community. Zhao Dong's work is becoming more and more reliable. Wang Ran nodded in satisfaction. Okay, you all get busy first, I'll go out for a walk. Wang Ran saw that everything was going on in an orderly manner, so he drove back to the island first. After lunch, I went to the power plant in the afternoon to have a look. After all, Wang Ran is not allowed to have two powerful zombies within the scope of N City. Lunchtime. Today is the 8th and 11th for lunch, and it is beef noodles. The island is full of beef, so the bowl is almost half beef. It's still delicious to eat. Number 8 didn't know if it was intentional or not, but he got some flour on his face and nose. Reminds Wang Ran of green tea photos. Hey, sure enough, the girls in the flight attendant class are all eyeing them. Except for Wu Jiaxin. This guy seems to be keeping a distance from himself on purpose, and he doesn't know why. After eating the noodles, Wang Ran returned to the villa to change his shoes. You can't fight in hotel cotton slippers. Although my AJ is cracked, I can still wear it. Big deal on the way to the store to have a look. In this environment, there will never be anyone grabbing shoes. Back at the villa, Wang Ran saw his red and black AJ. The place that was originally stained with blood has been wiped clean, and the cracked opening has been carefully sewn up. Momo, is this your craft? Wang Ran was a little surprised. It wasn't me, it was made by Jiaxin. Her fingers seemed to have been punctured several times to sew shoes. Lin Momo replied. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 94. On the edge of the cliff, number 1 Wu Jiaxin and number 2 Fang Shushan were sitting there blowing the sea breeze. Jiaxin, are your hands all right? This has poke a few holes. Fang Shushan sighed while holding Wu Jiaxin's hand. Oh, you all have talents. You can cook, and Xingxin can do laundry. What about me? What's the use of singing and dancing here? You can only find something to do in your power. Wu Jiaxin looked at the fingers covered with band-aids. I thought it was easy to sew shoes, but who knew it would be so difficult? It's more difficult than sewing clothes. Pain is one thing, the main thing is humiliation. I am clumsy and can't do anything. What if Wang Ran thinks that he is incompetent? Moreover, I don't know if Wang Ran will wear the sewn shoes. By the way, Jiaxin, you obviously care about the master, Why do you usually treat him coldly? Fang Shushan asked curiously. How do I care about him? I just want to find something to do, for fear of being kicked out by him. I lied, and I was a little flustered. Wu Jiaxin stroked her hair that was ruffled by the sea breeze, revealing a perfect profile. The school flower is the school flower, and there is not a single flaw in her appearance. Even the girls couldn't help but take a few more glances. For Wu Jiaxin, it is impossible to live here for a few days without gratitude and admiration for Wang Ran. However, Wu Jiaxin remembered that he once set up a flag. If he liked Wang Ran, he would run around the island naked 3 times. So, you have to hold on to it. She doesn't want to run naked. What a shame. Yo, look at the scenery here. A warm and magnetic voice sounded behind the two of them. Ah! Master! Wu Jiaxin and Fang Shushan stood up at the same time and turned around. Wu Jiaxin stepped on the air with one foot because of his panic and his feet were unstable. Wang Ran immediately grabbed her hand and pulled hard. Wu Jiaxin was instantly pulled into Wang Ran's arms. Oh, I seem to have something to do, I'll go first. Fang Shushan gave a wicked smile and hopped away. Wu Jiaxin couldn't move in Wang Ran's arms, and his face turned red all of a sudden. Fall from here and you have to swim for half an hour to find a place to go ashore. Be careful next time. Wang Ran released Wu Jiaxin and reminded softly. Understood. Wu Jiaxin lowered his head and muttered. As a girl in the flight attendant class, Wu Jiaxin is very tall. The two of them stood face to face, and their breaths were intertwined. Show me your hand. Wang Ran said in a commanding tone. Wu Jiaxin was stunned for a while, and raised his hand subconsciously. Wang Ran took Wu Jiaxin's hand and brought it in front of him. Band-aids on all 3 fingers. This means that there are at least 3 wounds. Wang Ran tore off the band-aid on Wu Jiaxin's index finger and put the fingertip into his mouth. Their own body fluids can make Xiao and the others heal their wounds quickly, and it is estimated that it is also effective for humans. Hey you! Wu Jiaxin was startled and forgot to pull his fingers back. This action is a bit too ambiguous. Myself and my master, my relationship with Wang Ran hasn't reached this stage yet. However, as Wang Ran sucked, Wu Jiaxin felt less and less pain in his fingertips. So amazing. Soon, all 3 fingers were favored by Wang Ran. Wu Jiaxin retracted his hand and looked at it, all the wounds were gone. Master, you are amazing. Wu Jiaxin praised subconsciously. If someone next to hear this, they must have misunderstood. Let's leave this kind of work to Momo in the future. She is better at it. If you want to find some work, you can take the girls to practice their fighting skills. I have all the learning resources on my hard drive. By the way, it's not the folder with the study materials, but the mixed martial arts skill. Wang Ran reminded. If you learn wrong, you will suffer. Oh, I see. Wu Jiaxin nodded. She also knew that Wang Ran would go out occasionally, and the safety of the island depended on these girls. When bowing his head, Wu Jiaxin glanced at Wang Ran's feet. It's that pair of AJS. He actually wore it. Great. Wang Ran didn't stop, just turned and left. Wu Jiaxin looked at Wang Ran's back with a sweet heart. My own efforts have been recognized. Ah. What the hell? Why are you excited? My flag is still standing. Wu Jiaxin patted her face to wake herself up a little. Wang Ran took the doom hammer and walked to the door. Uncle, wait a minute. Tang Tang ran over with blood roar. Uncle, are you going out? Take me, take me. Tang Tang couldn't help but jump into the co-pilot. Although things in the morning are embarrassing. Where I'm going, it's dangerous. You. Wang Ran hesitated. In his opinion, Tang Tang is nothing more than an awakened person who has drank his own blood several times. It is not clear who is stronger or weaker than Wu Jiangguo, who has broken through twice. Oh, don't worry. I'm stronger now. Just let me go out and kill zombies, I'm almost suffocated at home. Tang Tang begged. It's me, I'm afraid of trouble. Wang Ran was about to refuse. I'll add money. 100 sticks. Tang Tang patted his leg. Fasten your seat belt. After Wang Ran finished speaking, he stepped on the accelerator. The Ferrari roared down the seaside road. Tang Tang felt a little stuffy in his chest. Since I have gotten bigger, my clothes are a little ill-fitting, and I feel tight no matter how I wear them. Especially the bra of size A is forcibly worn on the body of size D, which is really uncomfortable. Plus the seat belts. It's sad. Moreover, I don't know if the uncle did it on purpose or not, the car was driving so fast. His chest was shaking and he was about to jump out. Arriving in the urban area, Tang Tang finally felt a little more comfortable. After all, the roads in the urban area are full of cars and wandering zombies, so it is impossible to drive so fast. While passing through an upscale neighborhood, a soda can fell from the sky and hit the Ferrari's hood. Ah! My car! Tang Tang felt distressed for a while. Ferrari spray paint can be sent to Italy to spray original paint. This year, Italy is estimated to have fallen long ago. This is so. Wang Ran looked up and saw that on the top floor of a 5-story villa building, a teenage boy was sticking his at Wang Ran with his head stuck out. Grass. On purpose. Wang Ran turned off the fire and got out of the car with a hammer. Hey, uncle. Not so much. Tang Tang was surprised. When it comes to killing zombies and bad people, she has no psychological burden at all. But he's just a kid. I didn't say to kill him, at least give him some love education. Wang Ran smiled. Today's total of 300 blades, the second update. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 95. Wang Ran pointed at the bear boy. The bear boy was still very proud, and dropped an apple core. The apple core almost hit the candy. Yeah, stinky bear boy, I'll kill you. This time, even Tang Tang was angry. The two men aggressively walked towards the fence of the community. The hammer and the axe went up together, directly smashing the wall. The bear boy upstairs was startled and immediately shrank back. He didn't expect that he would provoke such a violent person. What if this rushes up? Wang Ran and Tang Tang climbed over the ruins of the wall and came to the downstairs of the building. There are many zombies wandering around, all attracted by the sound. Kill more than anyone else. Tang Tang became interested as soon as he saw the zombies, and began to fight by learning the axe move in Monster Hunter. Okay, let's see who's great. After Wang Ran finished speaking, he slammed the hammer and watched the excitement on the spot. I have to say that Tang Tang's strength really exploded. All the zombies were smashed into pieces in front of her, and there was no chance of resistance. Could it be that Tang Tang is gifted? I remember how many times she didn't drink blood. Why do you feel stronger than Wu Jiangguo? Wang Ran touched his chin, not knowing it. Soon, dozens of zombies around were divided by Tang Tang. Ah! Uncle! You are lazy. Tang Tang put the axe, his hands on his hips, and the old man with a small mouth. He clearly promised to kill more than anyone else, but he left himself alone. This is obviously bullying yourself, stupid. I see that you were so happy to kill that you gave you all the chance. Gone. Wang Ran made a few perfunctory words, picked up the hammer and walked to the gate of this building. It seems that the owners here have worked hard to reinforce the downstairs. The front door and the floor-to-ceiling glass on both sides were blocked. However, this was not difficult for Wang Ran, who held the doom hammer. Boom! Boom! Only 2 hammers, the door was hammered away together with the debris piled behind the door. "Let's go." Wang Ran took the lead and walked ahead. This is a 5-story villa building. There are 2 families on the ground floor plus the first floor and the second floor, and 2 families on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th floors. Wang Ran's goal was the upstairs house on the right. Wang Ran went straight to the door. Without saying a word, he slammed the hammer on the door. A loud bang. The door and the people behind the door flew into the house. Obviously, the man heard the movement downstairs and wanted to see what was going on outside through the cat's eyes. Who knows that people will fly up when it is posted on the door? Who? Several strong men who were sitting around fighting landlords in the room immediately stood up, picked up their weapons and looked at the door vigilantly. Wang Ran walked in with a hammer. Grass, smoky. Wang Ran frowned. The smell of smoke all over the house. This situation looks like it used to be a gathering place for gangsters. There are cigarette butts and wine bottles all over the floor, and playing cards are everywhere. At first glance, these strong men do not look like people who can afford this kind of double-story villa. It is estimated that they have seized the house of others. Who are you? Breaking our door, do you want to die? A man with a flower arm tattoo walked at the forefront with a fire axe in one hand and a watermelon knife in the other. Just now there was a bear boy who smashed my car with something. This car? Wang Ran looked at Tang Tang. This car is a Ferrari Enzo, and it will cost at least $1 million to send it to the original factory for touch-up paint. But now it is estimated that the original factory will not be able to make up for it. You can accompany me to pay for the whole car. Tang Tang held the handle of the axe with both hands and said seriously. Do you think I'm stupid? Broken people on Lao Tzu's head. Don't know what Lao Tzu did before. The flower-armed man raised his axe and pointed at the Tang Tang face door. A few people in the community next to him also laughed. They are cheating, and their business scope is very wide. Fraudulent people do this kind of thing a lot. This house is the door that they let the bear children pretend to be pitiful and deceive them to open after the apocalypse. The owner had already been thrown downstairs by them to feed the zombies. Uncle, can these people be killed? Tang Tang turned his head and asked. She has no psychological barriers to killing zombies. If she kills, she still needs to do a little psychological construction. Looking at how hard they are, you know they're not good people. Just do your best. Wang Ran leaned against the wall and said lightly. It's not bad to bring a small gold master, and you can still be lazy. Ha! Do you really think you can kill someone with a cosplay weapon? Hua Arm couldn't help laughing. That hammer seems to be a bit powerful. This axe can be picked up by a little girl. Could it be made of plastic? At this time, the bear child also stuck his head out from the stairs. He has been smashing passing zombies and people for fun these days, but he didn't expect people to be attracted this time. He was still a little nervous. However, they are numerous and powerful, so they shouldn't be killed by the other party. Son, come here. Dad will show you the cruelty of this society today. The man killed the woman. Son, are you 14 this year? Wait for you to open the meat. The flower-armed man laughed. Bear's eyes lit up. Open meat. Can it finally come true? The grapefruit in the room stinks from his playing. He wiped his saliva and walked behind the flower-armed man with a look of anticipation. This girl looks really good. Big too. It must be fun to play. At this time, the sound of dense footsteps sounded outside the door. A dozen other socialites, also with tattoos, poured into the house. Boss, what's the situation? The door downstairs seems to have been blasted. These social people are in the same group as the flower-armed men. They captured the building on the day Doom broke out. The owners of the 4 houses were killed by them, and they lived in the nest. There is a lot of food in the villa, and their days are still nourishing. The only regret is that there are no women. A woman in her 40s couldn't stand their toss and died the next day. In the days that followed, they could only figure it out on their own. Break in a few scumbags. You guys watch it? When I get rid of them, the woman will let my son eat meat first, and then we will share it together. The flower-armed man held an axe and a watermelon knife, and danced a sword flower dashingly. The eyes of everyone around him lit up. Finally there are women to play with. They've been choked to death these days. Tears of a handsome little gangster were about to flow out. Tang Tang frowned again. These people are disgusting. Originally, I just wanted to break their hands and feet and teach them a lesson. Now it seems it's not too much to kill. Tang Tang kicked his little foot and swung the axe directly. The flower-armed man suddenly had a bad feeling in his heart. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu Da Cha Xiao. Chapter 96. The flower-armed man has a lot of experience in fighting. It can be seen from the traces of the axe and the floor that the axe is not light. Definitely not made of plastic. How could this big-breasted lowly swing such a heavy axe? It doesn't seem to be careless. It must be taken 100% seriously. The flower-armed man planned more than a dozen offensive routes in his mind. SHH. Tang Tang went berserk, a dash forward, and the axe was raised high and chopped down. The flower-armed man was still hesitating how to attack, and the axe came in front of him. The flower-armed man was cut off from the left shoulder to the right waist. With the crisp sound of the watermelon knife hitting the ground, most of the flower-armed man's body fell directly to the ground. The lower body also collapsed after 1 second. Blood and guts spilled all over the place. Dad. The bear child was so frightened that his pupils began to flicker. Boss. You actually killed our boss. The dozen or so gangsters suddenly became nervous. Tang Tang's hand is really cruel. Live people. What a force. Avenge the boss. Let's go together. There are only 2 of them, don't be afraid. Someone in the crowd shouted. A little gangster rushed directly to Tang Tang. The moment his head left his body, he saw everyone else running towards the door, including the one who shouted. But Wang Ran had already stopped at the door. With a swing of the sledgehammer, a person's head was directly smashed from the shoulder into the lower abdomen. The others were so frightened that they stopped immediately. This is more brutal than an axe. A brutal sledgehammer at the front, a terrifying axe at the back. This time, it was really cornered. There's no way to run, let's fight. Someone shouted. This time, it was really hard. The little gangsters gathered up their courage and killed Wang Ran and Tang Tang. Too bad they are all ordinary people. This speed and strength are not even elementary school students in front of Wang Ran and Tang Tang. Soon, they were wiped clean. Only the bear boy was left. He stood there dumbfounded, his legs trembled, and there was pale yellow liquid around his feet, which seemed to be scared to pee. Because his father is a gangster, he is usually used to being arrogant. In school, he often bullies classmates and takes advantage of girls, and no one dares to control him. Who would have thought that just throwing garbage and smashing cars would cause him such a big trouble today? Uncle, do you want to kill this? Tang Tang asked back. This bear child is only a few years younger than her, and Tang Tang hesitated. You can do it yourself. It was your car that smashed anyway. Wang Ran shrugged. Tang Tang thought about it, smashing the car, it's not a crime to die. But this bear child actually wants to use himself to open meat. This is too much. It's my first time with Tang Tang, and your garbage is also equipped with ideas. Tang Tang picked up the axe, picked one up, and chopped it between the bear child's legs. A lot of blood spurted out. "Uncle, let's go." Tang Tang walked to the door without looking back. Bearing the pain, the bear boy picked up the watermelon knife on the ground and wanted to attack Tang Tang from behind. As a result, he accidentally stepped on his father's intestines, and the whole person rushed forward. The watermelon knife went straight through the throat. The two walked downstairs and returned to the car. "Oh, I saw a few bags of rice piled up in their living room just now. It's a pity they didn't move it away." Tang Tang suddenly patted his thigh. "You don't even look at what kind of broken car you are. Can you hold supplies?" Wang Ran asked back. "Oh yes, oh." Tang Tang nodded. "By the way, there's a modified armored Hummer in my dad's villa. Powerful and strong. Even if you drive on a rampage on the road, you'll be fine. It's a pity that my height doesn't have enough vision to drive this car. If you don't want to go back, you can take it and open it." The prodigal Tang Tang thought about it for a while. "Damn it, you didn't tell me earlier if you have this good car." Wang Ran was overjoyed. "Modified armored Hummer. It's like a tank on the road. It must be cool to open. I want it." "Uncle, I can't give it to you for nothing." Tang Tang tilted his head. "Okay, drink less." Wang Ran stretched out a finger to Tang Tang. Tang Tang took a small bite and slowly sucked it up. A weak energy flowed into Tang Tang's body. "It's not good. The effect is incomparable to another," Tang Tang secretly said in his heart. Now Tang Tang is very tangled. As an anime game lover, Tang Tang's desire for strength is very strong. The great strength makes her very happy and excited, but the way to gain strength. Just, point. If you want to continue to become stronger, drinking blood is too slow. But if you don't drink blood, then you can only drink. So shy. Although, Tang Tang has experienced many times in the dream. In the morning, it almost happened by mistake. But to Tang Tang really try. She was still a little shy. Tangled, tangled. Tang Tang peeked at Wang Ran. The side face of driving seriously, it's quite pleasing to the eye. If something really happened to him, it wasn't something he couldn't accept. Ah! What am I thinking? I'm still young. Tang Tang blushed. Wang Ran drove the car seriously. Naturally he didn't know what Tang Tang's little head was thinking. Soon, they came to the vicinity of the power plant. "I'm going, are there so many zombies?" Wang Ran couldn't help but be amazed. From the car to the gate of the power plant, but a distance of 500 meters, there are actually hundreds of small zombies. They are all slowly moving towards the power plant. Wang Ran's engine sound attracted some nearby zombies to take pictures of the car windows, but most of the zombies ignored them. With such a density of zombies, it is definitely impossible to drive fast, it is too easy to roll over. Wang Ran could only squeeze in at a speed of 30 yards. After finally entering the factory gate, a boulder suddenly slammed into Ferrari. Wang Ran immediately stepped on the accelerator to increase the speed, then braked and applied the handbrake, a beautiful drift. Kankan dodged the boulder. However, a few unfortunate zombies were smashed into meat sauce. Wang Ran looked up and saw a burly zombie standing at the top of the factory building, staring straight at Ferrari. Have all the tank zombies appeared? This place seems to be more than the ones who escaped from Computer City. Wang Ran was amazed as he drove around the edge of the factory building, trying to get rid of a bunch of zombies around him. No way, there are too many zombies, and the door can't be opened. The tank zombie on the top of the factory saw Wang Ran going around in circles, and immediately turned around and ran wildly on the roof. As a result, fell. Puff. "You're so heavy, don't climb on the roof." Wang Ran couldn't help but smile. "Uncle, it's so exciting. It feels like a difficult dungeon." Tang Tang's eyes lit up when he saw the mutant zombies. Her axe was already hungry and thirsty. Yesterday's extra 101 blades plus today's 250 blades, at least today will be added. Have you read the blade in chapter 3? It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu Da Cha Xiao. Chapter 97. Wang Ran went around to the back of the power plant, which was barely able to get rid of the constant stream of ordinary zombies. However, when Wang Ran and Tang Tang got out of the car, those zombies rushed towards Wang Ran again. After all, it used to be just a tin that could make a sound, but now it is living food. Is the miscellaneous soldiers clear? Tang Tang asked while holding the handle of the axe. Clear it, I can't wait to rush over and crush you to death. One side. Wang Ran moved his fingers and dragged the hammer to one side. Tang Tang was carrying an axe and stood on the other side, welcoming the zombies that came like a tide. Boom! Wang Ran smashed several zombies with a hammer, and the huge impact caused many of the zombies behind to fall to the ground. However, the thirst for flesh and blood made them quickly get up and continue to pounce. Every time Wang Ran swung a hammer, he could kill and maim a large piece. However, there are too many zombies. After a few fell, a dozen or so jumped up. Fortunately, their strength is not strong, for Wang Ran it is just a warm-up. Tang Tang's situation is also not bad. Blood roar slashes zombies, slashing a large piece at a time. The scene made Tang Tang fight more and more vigorously. This is what life is. What is the game? Have you experienced killing zombies in person? Soon, the corpses around the two piled up into a hill. Just when hundreds of zombies were about to be killed, the ground shook. Be careful, Wang Ran said after hammering a zombie. It is estimated that the tank zombies are coming. Although Wang Ran had killed one of that thing, it relied on skill at the time. If it's just strength and rigidity, it shouldn't be a problem. Boom! A tall and burly zombie directly broke through the wall of the factory building and appeared between Wang Ran and Tang Tang. Human, die! The tank zombie slammed the ground and roared at the two of them. Yo, this guy can talk. It looks better than the last time. Wang Ran smiled and raised his backhand, knocking several zombies into the air. Leave this to me. I'm going to fight the boss. Tang Tang's eyes lit up, speeding up and sweeping away the ordinary zombies in front of him. Man, poor taste. Women, delicious. The tank zombie wiped his saliva, grabbed a forklift next to him and smashed it directly at Tang Tang. Tang Tang's eyes lit up, and a rollover directly avoided the forklift. Yes, dare to lose me. Tang Tang put the axe on the ground, lifted the Ferrari next to him, and slammed it towards the tank zombie. Boom! The tank zombie was not as quick as Tang Tang, and Ferrari hit him directly. However, his huge arms were protected in front of him in time. It didn't do him any serious damage. The car is gone. Wang Ran was stunned. Fight, fight, can you not lose the car? How to go back later? This power plant is in the wilderness, if you can't find a car, you have to go to death. However, Tang Tang's power surprised Wang Ran. Has it grown and its strength has grown? Xiao's strength is very strong, but the power of light may not be as good as Tang Tang. Terrible, terrible. Wang Ran smashed the last zombie from 3-dimensional to 2-dimensional with a hammer, then sat on the ground and watched the excitement leisurely. You are dead. The tank zombie was completely irritated and rushed directly towards Tang Tang. This speed is much slower than Thunder Wolf Dragon. Tang Tang stepped directly on the hill piled up by the zombies, easily avoiding the collision attack of the tank zombies. The tank zombie rushed directly into the corpse pile, and the original hill-like corpse pile was instantly scattered, and the stumps flew around. When the tank zombie just turned around, Tang Tang had already rushed towards him. I saw Tang Tang jumped high, and lifting the blood roar was a heavy hack. Tisk tisk tisk, the combat experience is still insufficient. Wang Ran took out a small packet of melon seeds and said while knocking. This kind of action that stays in the air for so long is completely giving the opponent a chance. Really? The tank zombie threw a heavy punch directly at Tang Tang. Tang Tang, who jumped into the air, had nowhere to hide, and was blown away by a punch, smashing into the wall like a cannonball. Cough cough cough. Tang Tang drilled out of the dust. Damn, it hurts me. I'm so pissed. Tang Tang's eyes were cold, and the momentum on his body instantly changed. The tank zombie saw that Tang Tang was still standing and rushed over immediately. Tang Tang wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth and rushed towards the tank zombie. This is going to be a head-to-head confrontation. The distance between the two sides is getting closer. Wang Ran watched with relish. Sliding shovel, come with a sliding shovel. Wang Ran taught the experience while spitting out the shell of the melon seeds. Tang Tang frowned, 9 of 10 slippery shovels are cool, so don't take risks. Just when the tank zombie's fist wind swept Tang Tang's face, she suddenly fell to the ground sideways. Just avoided the fist. And the axe in Tang Tang's hand just swung a circle, and chopped from the bottom to the top of the tank zombie's armpit. Ft. Ka. A huge arm soars into the sky. The tank zombie suddenly lost its balance and fell to the ground. After Tang Tang got up, he kicked the axe directly with his heel, and slashed vigorously. Loktar Augur. With a roar of Tang Tang, the fragile head of the tank zombie rolled to the ground. Yo, this is pretty good. Wang Ran stood up and clapped his hands. Tang Tang is much more powerful than he imagined. She can be so powerful after drinking so much blood, she is really talented. It would be great if he could completely subdue her, and he could have one more thug. It's a pity, the eldest miss is spoiled, and I don't know how to make her obedient. Let's go, let's see what's in this zombie lair. Wang Ran picked up the hammer and walked into the workshop. Tang Tang took out his mobile phone and stepped on the tank zombie corpse to take a selfie, and then he followed. In the huge factory building, it was pitch dark, and only some light penetrated through the gap in the roof where the tank zombies fell. Wang Ran walked in front very calmly. Tang Tang began to look a little scared. After all, killing zombies in the sun and entering a dark unknown space are completely different. It's like the difference between Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 7 VR. After walking more than 10 meters, Wang Ran clearly felt a few heads sticking out from the darkness on both sides. It feels like a mutant zombie. Right in front, a hooded zombie slowly walked into the light from the roof. Yo, you're still alive. Wang Ran recognized this guy. It was the mutant zombie with a bunch of dogs in the computer city. Now, there seemed to be only 4 dogs left beside him. Kind of miserable. However, there are many more mutant zombies. In the darkness, there are at least 10 mutant zombies. Blades are added and changed, there are still 60 blades to be added today. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 98. Ah. It's you. Damn, last time I was stuck in the refrigerator. I'm furious. Tang Tang stomped his feet and grabbed the handle of the axe. If Wang Ran hadn't rescued her last time, she might have been eaten by zombies. There are still so many games that have not been cleared, and she doesn't want to die. Calm down, don't keep thinking about killing. Wang Ran rubbed Tang Tang's head. Wang Ran was very interested in this zombie. He always felt that this hooded zombie was different from everyone else. Human, why do you want to kill everything? The hooded zombie looked at Wang Ran and asked in a hoarse voice. To kill them all. There are so many zombies, it's impossible to kill them all. But if you encounter it, you still have to deal with it. After all, I live in this city, and I don't want zombies to affect my life in the future. Wang Ran replied. Let him take the initiative to go out to clean up the zombies. Not that interested either. But once he knew that zombies might develop rapidly, Wang Ran still had to come out and see. A single spark can start a prairie, and when the flame is pinched out, you will feel at ease. Human, I don't want to be your enemy. Also, we have never taken the initiative to attack a human base. Except for those people on the basement level of Computer City, we have never eaten humans again. Since we evacuated here, we all feed on low-level zombies. We just want to survive. Can you understand? The hooded zombie said sincerely. Wang Ran was stunned. To be honest, this was the first time he had communicated so deeply with a wild zombie. Before crossing, Wang Ran was a shrinking party, not to mention mutant zombies, and even the awakened people rarely came into contact with them. Not much is known about this level of things. That is to say, now that you are stronger, you can have the opportunity to communicate face to face with mutant zombies. It turns out that the zombies also have shrewd parties. This is very similar to the self before transmigration. To be honest, what about me? Just believe in myself. You are growing too fast, and you are a threat to me. I will not allow any threat to my city. Wang Ran answered directly. Roar. More than a dozen mutant zombies in the darkness let out extremely dissatisfied roars. The hooded zombie reached out to stop them. My name is Chen Xiang, what do you call me? Hooded zombies continued to express their friendliness. Ft, cough, cough. Chen Xiang. Wang Ran was shocked. This name, before crossing, it can be said that no one knows it and no one knows it. If Wu Jiangguo is the number one powerhouse in An City, then Chen Xiang is the number one powerhouse in China. Even Wang Ran, who has been shrinking for a year, has heard of his deeds. It is said that he once brought down many mutated zombies' nests, and no zombies could survive wherever he went. Moreover, it seems that several female zombies have become his followers. If this was put in a novel, it would be the template for the protagonist. Why did it become a zombie so early this time? So miserable. Of course, it may be just the same name, but where in the world are there so many coincidences? What, you know me? The hooded zombie was stunned. When he was alive, he was just an ordinary otaku, how could anyone know him? Your name is very similar to an acquaintance of mine. By the way, my name is Wang Ran. Wang Ran replied. Since this zombie may be the famous Chen Xiang, then you have to re-examine him. To be honest, I watched a lot of zombie movies and played a lot of zombie games before my death. I know exactly what state I'm in right now. It's really hard to get humans to believe in us and live in peace with us. I've heard about the destruction of the Blood Fang camp. You did it? I believe that you must also have the strength to destroy our small base. But I still hope we can talk calmly. Zombie Chen Xiang suggested. Then tell me, what do you want to talk about? Wang Ran asked with a smile. If you're worried that we're threatening you in An City, we can move out overnight and go to other places, even other countries. We just want to have a chance of surviving. Who knows, will there be a vaccine or something in the future to get us back to normal? Zombie Chen Xiang said very sincerely. Wang Ran thought about it, and what he said also made sense. If zombies regain consciousness, they can actually control their behavior. If he can really do what he says and don't eat humans, it's not really a big threat to humans. In any group, there can be good people and bad people. If you think about it this way, might as well try them out. If they really leave N City obediently, then Wang Ran will have a new understanding of zombies. If they were just stalling for time, if Wang Ran wanted to kill them, it would only take a few more days. Okay, if you get out of here before dawn tomorrow, I can spare you. Wang Ran spread his hands. Thanks then, human, Wang Ran. Zombie Chen Xiang nodded slightly. He was smart and didn't want to conflict with a strong man like Wang Ran. In return, I can tell you a secret we accidentally discovered. Zombie Chen Xiang waved his hand, and immediately a zombie ran to turn on the light. The fluorescent tubes were lit up one after another. Wang Ran saw that many zombies were tied to the circuit. Electricity seemed to be flowing through them. This is what we found out after we came here. When the current is turned on, it can greatly stimulate the cells in our body. It gives us the chance to get stronger. Of course, the probability of failure is high, and once it fails. Before the zombie Chen Xiang finished speaking, a crack sound came from one of the zombies. Immediately afterwards, the smell of burnt came out. The zombie drooped his head directly. It was probably cold. Wang Ran understood. This is to stimulate itself with a large current to reach the limit state of the body. The madman Yang Yang had done this before. However, humans have more water in their bodies than zombies, and the risk factor of doing so will be greater. If you are not an awakened one, you absolutely cannot do this. For zombies, it is a good way to improve their strength. It is quite sincere for Chen Xiang to tell himself this discovery. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu Da Cha Xiao. Chapter 99. Uncle, are you really not fighting? Tang Tang asked in a low voice behind Wang Ran. Stop fighting. If this is hit, it will be cleared immediately. What's the point? I also want to see the follow-up development. Wang Ran smiled. Just take it as your own time to gamble on the character of zombies. If you win the bet, then you will have a new understanding of the zombie species. If the bet is lost, it's just another day to clean them up. But they are zombies. Tang Tang's tone was a little regretful. I thought I would be able to beat the boss and drop the reward. Think about it, the group of people I met on the road today are humans. Do they owe a fight? Wang Ran asked. Of course I owe it. You actually want to take me for meat. It's not too much to kill a few times. Tang Tang was angry at the thought of it. So, in this world, some humans deserve to be killed more than zombies. Think about it now, these zombies are nothing more than blocking you on the 4th floor, and they don't have anything to do with you, right? If they wanted to kill you, they would have searched the whole building. Wang Ran continued. Tang Tang thought about it, and it seemed to be the truth. Take what happened just now. The bear child throwing apple cores and soda cans at himself is similar in nature to throwing rocks at himself by a tank zombie. But the zombies didn't want to slap themselves. In this comparison, those humans are indeed much worse than zombies. Human Wang Ran, we will set off immediately, and we will leave N City before dawn. One thing to remind you by the way. The mental hospital in the southern suburbs may have some terrifying presence. After zombie Chen Xiang finished speaking, he began to gather the zombies in the factory to prepare for the migration. A mental hospital. Is it a zombie or an awakened? Wang Ran thought about it and felt that he still had to go and see it. This zombie Chen Xiang should not fool himself on this matter. Let's go back first. Wang Ran took Tang Tang and walked outside the factory. After a delay at the bear child's house, it will start to get dark if we don't go. As soon as he walked out of the factory, Wang Ran realized that the special car was gone. Ferrari was picked up by Tang Tang and thrown into a zombie, and it has long been deformed and scrapped. And the original cars in this power plant. It seems to have been broken by tank zombies too. The only ones that can be driven are a few forklifts in the corner. But the speed of the forklift, 5 kilometers per hour. Rather than walking. The two looked around the factory building, but still couldn't find a suitable car. I remember a container factory a few kilometers away. Let's go there and see. Wang Ran sighed. Okay, just hurry up in the game. You don't know how difficult the tribe's map is to run, and I cried when I ran. Tang Tang knew that he was impulsive about this, so he said it in a good voice. Sorry, I'm the Alliance. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 100. Wang Ran glared at Tang Tang. He was destined to fight violently, and he even slaughtered Thunder Bluff. Tang Tang flattened his mouth, Union Dog. The two walked for half an hour and finally came to the container factory. There are a lot of containers and containers piled up here, and it stands to reason that there should be trucks and the like for transportation. Wang Ran walked around, but found two large trucks. However, both vehicles suffered varying degrees of damage. Uncle, what should I do? Should I really go back? It's getting dark, it's scary. Tang Tang is not afraid of zombies, but afraid of the dark. After all, walking on the road at night, who knows when something will pop out next to it. From here to the place where there are cars in the city, it is estimated to be 30 kilometers. Even if you run, it will take 2 hours. Or, find a container for one night. Wang Ran suggested. Tang Tang thought about it and nodded. It seems to be the only way. There are also many zombies wandering in the container factory, but at least there are no mutant zombies. Wang Ran was too lazy to clean them up, and climbed directly to the top of the container that was stacked several layers. When the iron gate closes, ordinary zombies will definitely not be able to do anything. Uncle, do you sleep here at night? Tang Tang looked at it, the container was empty, not even a pillow. If not, I'll change a hotel for you. This container is quite sturdy. As soon as you close the door at night, you can sleep in peace. Wang Ran said that he was about to get out of the container. Hey! Where are you going, uncle? Tang Tang panicked. Although this container is covered with iron sheets on all sides, it is dark inside, I am so scared to say it. I'm going to sleep in the next box. Wang Ran shrugged. Uncle! Why don't you sleep here too? The location is enough anyway. Don't worry if I don't snore when I sleep. Tang Tang lowered his head and said. It's a little shy to invite a guy to sleep with you in a container, but it's better than being scared. All right. Wang Ran sighed. The eldest lady from a wealthy family is troublesome and has too many demands. Wang Ran closed the door of the container and stuck it to death with the doom hammer. This way, you don't have to worry about those ordinary zombies coming in. Uncle. Black, scared. Tang Tang said tremblingly. She has played Resident Evil 7 before, and she still has a little shadow in her heart. Wang Ran took Tang Tang's blood roar, hit a few axes at the top of the container, and cut out a few small holes. Moonlight came in through the small hole. It not only illuminates the container, but also creates a very romantic atmosphere. Is that all right? Wang Ran asked. Tang Tang nodded. The uncle is very kind. Wang Ran sat down, sent a message to Xiao about the situation, and asked her to pay attention to strengthening the island's defense. With the current strength of Xiao and Momo, there is no need to worry about any frontal attack, except for a sneak attack in the middle of the night. So girls have to take turns on duty at night. However, the monitoring and roadblocks of the seaside highway should be set up. If someone suddenly broke in, the villa should also remind Xiao and the others. The night is getting darker. Wang Ran and Tang Tang fell asleep leaning against the side of the container. I don't know when, Wang Ran suddenly discovered that Tang Tang actually rolled all the way to his side. Pat. Tang Tang hooked his hands and feet and hugged Wang Ran directly. Wang Ran was a little confused. Is this sleeping too unrestrained or sleepwalking? Before Wang Ran was stunned, Tang Tang's little hand began to on Wang Ran. The method is a bit rusty, but the action is very direct. The little hand first touched Wang Ran's thigh, and then it went deep into the thigh. When holding the incomparably hot pillar, Tang Tang's little hand pinched it lightly. Wang Ran was speechless. This is too direct. Hold the pillar as soon as you come up, no foreplay. Tang Tang's other hand was not idle, groping upwards. When he touched Wang Ran's face, Tang Tang put his small mouth up. The girl's mouth was particularly tender, and her little tongue was as tender as tofu, sweeping it over Wang Ran's lips. It's all like this, so naturally Wang Ran can't pretend to be innocent. The mouth opened, and the two tongues were intertwined, sucking the bodily fluids from each other's mouths. The more Tang Tang kissed, the more active the tongue escaped from Wang Ran's mouth and slipped to Wang Ran's ear. The wet tongue circled back and forth around Wang Ran's ear, and occasionally bit Wang Ran's earlobe. Wang Ran was stunned. Tang Tang, this little girl, where did she learn so many skills? In the book? It seems to be possible. The last time I went to her room, there was a lot of meat. Immediately afterwards, Tang Tang's tongue stuck to Wang Ran's neck. Down the neck, the tongue slid down. When he came to Wang Ran's chest, Tang Tang's little tongue was instantly hooked by Wang Ran's nipple. Tang Tang licked and sucked Wang Ran's nipples. This strange sensitivity made Wang Ran's pillar stronger. After Tang Tang licked for a while, the tongue went down the chest and came to Wang Ran's lower abdomen. A line of black grass on the lower abdomen did not stop Tang Tang's tongue. Tang Tang gently took off Wang Ran's pants, and a hot and strong pillar jumped out instantly. Why is this dream again? Disgusting. Tang Tang muttered in a daze. In the previous dream, for the first time, she tried to put the man's pillar in her mouth. This made her very shy when she woke up. And this time, Tang Tang feels much thicker than the pillar when I dreamed of Wang Ran last time. Since it was a dream, Tang Tang was no longer shy, and opened the cherry mouth directly, holding the top of the pillar. So rough. Tang Tang's mouth is smaller than Suzaiyao and Lin Momo. The sturdy pillar made it a little difficult for her. Fortunately, the tender little tongue did not stop it, and kept walking on the top of the column, stroking the entire top of the column. When the tongue tried to get into the opening at the top of the post, a clear liquid spilled out. Gollum. Tang Tang swallowed the first wave of liquid directly. A warm current spread directly from Tang Tang's stomach to the internal organs, making her feel very comfortable. More. Tang Tang sucked harder. Although the mouth could not swallow the whole thick column, the head of the column was played very well by Tang Tang. In addition, Tang Tang's two small hands are constantly holding the column and sliding up and down, which makes Wang Ran feel very strong. After Tang Tang sucked his head for a while, he slowed down a little and started to kiss the whole column. Starting from the groove, slowly licking the protruding blue veins. Eggy was no exception, and was gently comforted by Tang Tang's little tongue. Soon, Tang Tang felt that the pillars began to shrink. Although she didn't know what would happen, she subconsciously held the mouth of the pillar again. Sudden. A hot liquid gushed out violently. Tang Tang didn't have time to block the liquid with his tongue and poured it directly into his throat. Gollum, Gollum. Tang Tang drank several mouthfuls before swallowing all the waves of milky white liquid sprayed this time. The feeling of comfort flowed through the body again. Tang Tang's body started to get hot. She unconsciously took off her t-shirt. Still hot. Tang Tang pulled off his vest, revealing pink underwear. This underwear was borrowed from Lin Momo, and Tang Tang's previous underwear size was completely insufficient. Pat. The opening of the underwear was untied. Two round and tender jumped out. Tang Tangs are smaller than those of Lin Momo and Suzaiyao, and the areola is also smaller. The and areola are pink. Before Wang Ran stretched out his hand, Tang Tang took the initiative to look forward. Two huge warmly wrapped Wang Ran's face. Wang Ran stretched out a hand and grabbed Tang Tang's extremely soft breasts. The whole hand is sinking in, it feels really good. Wang Ran turned his face sideways and put it into his mouth. Alright. Good, so comfortable. Uncle, I like it. Tang Tang muttered with his eyes closed. The feeling of the chest being surrounded by the tongue made Tang Tang's body tremble slightly. It feels so real. It is more comfortable than the previous dream. Tang Tang stretched out his hand and pulled his skirt while enjoying the pleasure of being sucked by the nipple. Take it off. Bubble socks, also take off. Now Tang Tang, except for a pair of underwear, only the hair rope of the double ponytail is left. Tang Tangs have long been wet, and the puppy pattern on the front is all wet, looking like a lion. And Wang Ran's pillar tightly adhered to the concave shape under Tang Tang's underwear. The pillar quickly woke up. Hard and hot again. During the recovery process, the pillar rubbed a few times on the wet panties, causing Tang Tang to soften. The pleasure is stronger than the feeling of being sucked by the nipple. Tang Tang couldn't help it. At this moment, she desperately longed for a pillar to enter her body. Tang Tang twisted his slender waist slightly, letting his seam constantly rub against the pillar through his underwear. With every twist, Tang Tang would tremble like an electric shock. This pleasure is too strong. Tang Tang can't help it, she wants it now. Taking off the underwear is too troublesome, Tang Tang directly reached out and broke the bottom of the underwear to the side. The smooth and pink seam dripped with water and appeared in front of the pillar. The pillars were steaming hot, undulating like breathing. Tang Tang gently aimed at the entrance of the hole, and moved his waist forward. The moment the pillar mouth opened the hole, Tang Tang felt a strong pleasure that he had never had before. It's so hot. Uncle, you are so hot. It's going to burn me to death. Come in, come in. Uncle, fill me up. Tang Tang muttered randomly. Wang Ran pushed forward gently, but encountered some obstacles. This obstacle has been encountered by Su Xiao and Lin Momo, but Tang Tang's obstacle is particularly strong. Not only that layer of obstacles, but the diameter of the passage also made it difficult for Wang Ran to enter at once. Fortunately, there is a constant flow of slippery liquid in the pink channel, which makes the friction easier. After all, she was a little girl, so Wang Ran didn't dare to be too ferocious, so he rubbed his mouth. Tang Tang's saliva stimulated by the rubbing pleasure couldn't stop flowing out, and his tongue hung out like a puppy. Go in. I'm going in. Come in. Tang Tang seemed even more eager than Wang Ran. She couldn't help it. This kind of behavior that can't get in makes her even more hungry and thirsty. During a more in-depth dawdling, Tang Tang made up his mind and slammed his waist forward. In. Half a column went in. Pain pain. Tang 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 suddenly woke up. Suddenly she realized what was going on. Right now this situation. So awkward. I pushed the uncle by myself. But I thought it was a dream. How is this so real? I, a naive girl, actually took the initiative to push the uncle. And it's my first time. Tang Tang's inner emotions are extremely complicated. However, the strong pleasure in the body made Tang Tang quickly abandon his reason. She raised her waist slightly, and the pillar slowly pulled out. A few strands of blood flowed down the column. Are you all right? Wang Ran asked with some distress. After all, humans have a much stronger sense of pain than zombies. Uncle, who do you look down on? It's all like this, I presume you today. Tang Tang gritted his teeth and slammed his waist again. This time, the whole column was completely submerged in Tang Tang's body. Ahaha! Tang Tang was directly rolled his eyes by this one. After the pain, the pleasure is so strong. Is this what happens between men and women? Sure enough, It's the same as the drawing in the book, so happy. It's up to the womb, uncle. Tang Tang's innocent voice coupled with lewd content made Wang Ran's heart rippling. The pillars, which were tightly wrapped in the passage, were a little stiffer. It's tight. Wang Ran sighed in his heart. Tang Tang's channel is at least 1/3 smaller than Xiao and Momo. This made Wang Ran feel a strong sense of pleasure every time he took out an inch. The same is true for Tang Tang. Just a push, Tang Tang is about to lose consciousness. It's too tight, don't squeeze me too hard, I can't move. Wang Ran said while holding Tang Tang's waist with both hands. No. No clip. It was so small. I'm full of you. Tang Tang bit his lip and twisted his waist again. Under the initiative of Tang Tang, the thrusting was carried out smoothly. But after only 3 insertions, Tang Tang twitched violently. Going. Uncle's family is going. Lost. Lost. Tang Tang raised his head fiercely and shouted a few times. Wang Ran only felt that his pillar was about to be pinched off. Not once, but tightly clamped one after another. It was difficult for Wang Ran to even take out an inch. For the first time, Wang Ran felt helpless in this regard. The opponent is too strong. After a few minutes, Tang Tang's convulsions finally ended. And the channel that was tightly clamped below loosened slightly. Only then can Wang Ran continue to push and thrust. After a few thrusts, the passage began to tighten again, and Tang Tang's body also showed signs of twitching. You have the ability, you stab me to death, uncle. Although Tang Tang couldn't bear it, he still raised his head provocatively. This is unbearable. Wang Ran squeezed Tang Tang's waist with both hands and started a quick thrusting action. With the help of both hands, Wang Ran's insertion was much smoother. Tang Tang is like being locked by Wang Ran's hands, he can't escape at all, he can only face the speed of this pile driver. She can only passively meet wave after wave of climax. After Tang Tang experienced 5 orgasms, he was suddenly shocked. She feels it? Uncle, why did you have a cream pie? It's my first time, the first time. Disgusting. Tang Tang blushed and did not dare to face Wang Ran. It's too embarrassing to be cumulated for the first time. When the hot liquid entered the body, Tang Tang felt a powerful energy. This is internal use and internal ejaculation, actually have effects. Tang Tang was very surprised. This is simply to find a way to quickly brush experience. After some quick thinking, Tang Tang's 2 small hands pressed on Wang Ran's chest, pushed gently, and turned over again. The container began to shake violently. The nearby zombies were dumbfounded. Will the tin box still move? They were all attracted by the sound, and they generally climbed to the top in a pile of arhuts. However, the top container is superimposed on 2 layers, and the zombies can't get up, so they can only scratch at the bottom. This scene is like a dance floor in a nightclub. The DJ is rocking on top, the little boys are dancing below. It was a long night, and the container was shaken for 5 hours. When the first ray of sunlight shone into the container, Tang Tang finally left Wang Ran. It turns out that those Japanese games are all real. It's really fun. Tang Tang felt that he was full of power all over his body. 5 hours, strengthened 10 times. Wang Ran sighed. I feel like I have another strong opponent. Don't look at Tang Tang Ren's small size, his strength is stronger than Xiao Yu. And also like to be proactive. If it wasn't for her strong physique, she would have been tossed to death long ago. Plus, when I communicated deeply with Xiao and Momo, I was happy while improving my strength. And in-depth communication with Tang Tang, only happiness. Only Tang Tang has improved his strength. Thinking about it this way, Wang Ran always felt that he was at a disadvantage. Uncle, are you considering charging me? Tang Tang shrewdly saw through Wang Ran's thoughts at the moment. Just think about what you've been up to last night. It's reasonable for me to ask for nutrition. Wang Ran said seriously. Tang Tang thought about it and seemed to be right. I did a lot of tossing last night. Even more exaggerated than the protagonist in the Japanese comics. Uncle must be quite hurt. Or, I'll give you all the gold bars at once, buy them out. How? Tang Tang proposed. If you pay on a pay-per-view basis, you may spend it all in a short time. Rather than a one-time buyout. All right. Wang Ran sighed. Buyout, good for everyone. After all, everyone's relationship is like this now, and Wang Ran is embarrassed to continue to cheat on her. A one-time payment is the best option. After negotiating the terms, Tang Tang stuck like a kitten. HS, an 11th time. Wang Ran was shocked. No. No more. I just want to hug Uncle. Tang Tang blushed and hugged Wang Ran's neck. After fighting all night, I kept going straight to the topic, and I have never had a hug like this. Wang Ran also reached out and hugged Tang Tang. Not to mention, although Tang Tang's chest is developing rapidly, other parts are still very petite. This feeling is completely different from Suzuo and Lin Momo.